So welcome back to Cooper's Ferry. This is week 7 and we're beginning to wrap things up for the season. We are in our last few days of excavating, and behind me you can see the students taking a photograph of a last level that's getting us down into what we think are glacial wind-blown sediments known as loess. And this part of the site, when we excavated in 1997, produced really old archaeological components. We found a pit feature dug into the surface of this wind-blown dust, and it ultimately produced really amazing things from an equipment cache that we found buried in the ground. This year, as we're excavating on the east side of Area A, we've encountered that same deposit, but we haven't found nearly as many artifacts. And that's interesting too, that obviously there's some kind of density, I guess you could say, of the artifacts distributed across the site. We're also going to take some very special samples from some of this wind-blown glacial dust using a technique called optically stimulated luminescence dating. And simply put, it's just a technique that can tell us how long quartz sand grains have been buried, how long they've been in the dark. So we'll use special sample tubes that we've created. We're going to put them into the wall. They capture a cylinder of sediment that's not exposed to the sun. We'll wrap it up and send it off to a laboratory, and they'll give us an idea about the age for different layers that we don't have a lot of information about how old it is. Makes me excited to see what's... In addition to finding this buried glacial dust in Area A, we've been finding it over in Area B as well. So as they're excavating, they're uncovering the very surface of this stuff, and right away they started to find artifacts, which is very exciting. And this was the kind of thing that we were hoping would happen. So we only have a couple days left excavating, and then we'll move on to putting it all back to bed for the winter. We'll have to fill the holes back in, clean all this equipment up, take the shelters down, and put everything back where they needs to be for storage until we come back next summer.